started. So today we're going to be working on inversions and handstands. It's always a great way to start the week by just shifting our energy and going upside down. So let's start with some pranayama. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Debbie Lash Wellness. Let's start. Let's bring the hands to the heart center and just gently bow the chin to the chest. And just take a moment to check in. Notice how you feel physically, mentally, energetically, and emotionally. There's a lot going on for everyone right now. Start to connect to the breath, inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Just take the prayer to the third eye. Connect the thumbs to the third eye between the eyebrows. And take an inhale through the nose. Keep the lips closed. Exhale through the nose. One more just like this. Inhale, deepest breath. Lips closed. Exhale. Release the left hand down. Right hand alongside the face. Peace fingers bending them down. This pranayama is called Nadi Shona, and it balances the left and right side of the brain, the masculine and the feminine energy. And it really works as a form of meditation as we take ourselves out of the thinking mind and land into the feeling mind. Thumb to the right nostril, ring finger to the left. Gently close the eyes down. Inhale through both nostrils. Close off the right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Pause and switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Pause and shift, exhale right. Inhale right. Pause and shift, exhale left. Inhale left. Pause and shift, exhale right. Inhale right. Pause and shift, exhale left. Inhale left. Pause and shift, exhale right. Inhale right. Pause and shift, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Pause and shift, exhale left. Bring hands together at the heart center, bowing chin to chest. If you'd like to bring an intention to this practice, or maybe even a dedication, maybe offering all the energy we cultivate here to those who need it more than us today. Inhale, open the eyes. Lift the gaze. Welcome, yogis. Today was going to be a 70-minute practice. If you need to leave early, I totally get it. Just make sure that you bring in a nice shavasana before you leave the practice. If there's anything that doesn't feel good in your body, skip it. And I'll give you some alternatives when we're going upside down. And we'll do a lot of prep work to get us into the handstands. And if you're not quite kicking up, then we'll look at the technique. But let's start lying all the way down on our back. Bend your knees, lie all the way back. And if you haven't got any music, sadly you're not allowed to play music on YouTube for licensing reasons. Just you can go to my Spotify playlist and you can grab some music there. Just going to open the legs wide so the soles of the feet are together. Bring the left hand on the heart and right hand on the lower belly. And just close your eyes. Let the body sink into the mat. And take 10 cycles of breath here. Start to move the breath all the way up the front spine. Pausing at the top and then exhaling the breath all the way down the back spine. Pressing it all the way to the tailbone. Inhale, front spine. Exhale, back spine. Good. Pinky toes are pressing down into the earth. Big toes pressing in towards each other. Just notice how you feel from the inside out. Where is your mind at? What are you thinking about? And just a little bit of internal housekeeping. Any conversations that you're still in, maybe from the past or floating into the present, just sweep them to the side and know that you can come back to them later. They'll probably revisit you during the practice. If you're ready for Ujjayi breath, the soft whisper in the back of the throat, some liken it to the sound of the ocean, the wind. But make sure it's more so in the back of the throat than coming in and out of the nostrils. We say breathing in through the nose, but it really is drawing from the belly all the way up to the back of the throat. 3 cycles of breath wherever you are. If you've just joined us, welcome. Good, last cycle of breath here. Keep the left foot on the floor, bring your right foot up. Half happy baby, half Supta Baddha Konasana, and just flex your right foot and press the hand down in the foot. And you're really trying to draw that knee down towards your armpit. And then you're pressing your left knee wide, pressing the pinky toe into the mat. 3 cycles of breath, inhaling through the nose. Pressing the back ribs down, the shoulders down, exhaling through the nose. Know through the practice, if you start getting a little heated, if you're here in LA practicing live, we've had a really big increase in the heat and the weather. So the practice is going to feel a lot more heated. Some of you practice me at hot 8 yoga, so it's never going to feel quite as hot as that. We sometimes practice and it's 111 degrees Fahrenheit, so, but it's definitely a lot warmer. So take child's pose when you need it, drink some water, whatever you need. And let's just swap sides. Right foot down, left foot up, flex the foot. I like to rest my hand on the thigh. And then there's just really an energetic pressing. Heels are pressing up, flex the foot, shoulder is drawing down. Back of the head is anchoring down, and you really want to have the backs of the shoulders connecting to the earth as much as possible. Take the mind's eye to the foot, pinky toe pressing down. Good, 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Last cycle. Just feeling nice and grounded. Happy baby, bring the right leg up. 5 cycles of breath. Some of you might want to start to rock and roll here. Just ironing the creases out of the day, out of the weekend, maybe still even out of last week. That's it. 2 more cycles of breath. Maybe you want to find stillness. Some of us are going to grab the big toes with our peace fingers and then open the legs wide. 5 cycles of breath. Stretching our hamstrings, rolling the inner thighs away. And just look straight up again. You can bring a nice rocking side to side. Connect to the breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And 1 more cycle of breath right here, finding stillness, pause, lengthen the tailbone away. And now you're going to take the feet straight up, thumbs underneath the buttock flesh and pause. Ankles are over your hips. And now just start to point and flex the feet. Notice any sensations. Circle the ankles. That's it. I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of clicking going on in the ankles. That's it. And now open and close the toes. See if you can spread your toes. A lot of people find that really difficult. Remember when I first started yoga, they used to teach us to stick our fingers between the toes to try and spread them. Just stay here. 5 cycles of breath. Roll the shoulders down. Inhale to the top. Exhale here. If you need to bend the knees, if your hamstrings feel tight, a little whisper of a bend, or you can bend them all the way down. We're going to start to activate the core. So point the toes. Inhale, point the toes, lower the legs. Flex the feet, exhale, lift. Point, inhale, lower. Flex, exhale, lift. Good. 3 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep drawing the belly down into the mat. That's it. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Pause here. Let's do some opposite hand to foot. So left hand to right foot and then switch. Inhale, exhale. And again, if you need to bend the knees, this could kind of turn into yogi cycle. So whatever feels good, but really tapping into the core, stretching the hamstrings, and just bringing some heat into the body. 5 more each side. That's 1. 1 breath per movement. 2 more. Last one. And lower the feet all the way down. We're going to roll onto the belly. Roll all the way over. Good. Come onto the Sphinx pose. Come onto the elbows. Point the toes and just lift the chest. Good. Inhale, lift. I've even got my little hand towel today because I feel like I could work up a bit of a sweat, which is good. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are going to lift up. That's it. We do this a lot. Just stretching the lower back, the upper back. Press through forefinger, thumb. Inhale here. Exhale here. Good. Just turn the head to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, look to the left. I see you. And back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Good. Just bring the right knee to the buttock. Cross your left hand over to the right. Windmill the hand back. Catch the foot. Some of you might be able to already spin the fingers forward. Some of you are here. Some of you are here. Pressing down, lifting the forearm up. A lot of work in the shoulders. So if it's too much, come back down. Inhaling through the nose. Really getting a nice deep stretch into the quad by pressing the heel down towards the buttock. And then release. Other side. Cross the right hand over to the left. Bend the left knee. Windmill the arm back. Maybe you can't catch the foot. Maybe you can. I like to spin the fingers forward. But again, it's a lot of shoulder work. Good. Now press the heel to the buttock. Some of you are going to lift up. Some of you not so much. 3 cycles of breath wherever you are. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Good. 1 more cycle of breath. And release. A little bit more core work. Stay on the forearms. You can clasp the hands together, whatever feels good. But walk the feet together. Keep the toes down and then spread and get all 10 toenails on the floor. Good. Inhale. I'm going to just separate the hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. I'm going to have my thighs hovering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Press through the crown of the head forward. So there's lovely length in the back of the neck. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Pause. Tuck the toes. Good. Pause here. Drop both heels to the right. Now lower the right hip down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Really feel that shift in the obliques. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So we're always squeezing the air out of the belly as we lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. I'm already feeling hot. Back onto the tippy toes, both heels over to the left. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Should feel really nice spreading through the shoulder blades. Good, as you press down through the elbows. Last one here. Inhale, lift. Back on the tippy toes. Clasp the hands together, dolphin pose. Tiptoe the feet up towards your face and just pause. Step the feet together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. That's it. 3 more. Stretching the tops of the feet. 2 more. Last one here. Make sure the head is off the floor. The neck is long. And when you're ready, step back into plank pose and lift up. More core work. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. Good. Warming up the shoulders. Inhale, forward plank. Lower halfway down. Pause and hold. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down dog. Good. See if you can keep the feet from moving. So your down dog might feel a little longer. Lower halfway. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Last one here. Inhale, lower halfway down, and then all the way to the floor. Drag the hands back for low cobra. Forehead to the floor. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. How's the breath? Exhale, lower. Most important part of every pose is the breath. Tuck the toes under. Press up, plank pose. Inhale. You can keep the knees on the floor if you need to. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right leg straight back. Right knee, right elbow. Again, more core work. Lift the back ribs up, hold it. Inhale, three-legged dog. Cross it to the right, and now lift, hold. Good, inhale, three-legged dog. It's really important for our inversions, hold. Step it all the way through. That the core is strong. It really transforms our inversion practice. Drop the back knee down. Release the toes, half splits. Roll the hips back. Again, we're right into the hamstrings. I like to come onto cupcake fingers. If your hamstrings are tight and you're fortunate enough to have blocks at home, come up onto the blocks. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, tiptoe fingers forward. Have a little peek at your foot. Make sure the foot's flexed. Squeezing the right hip in. And just rolling and releasing that left hip forward. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale. Tiptoe fingers forward. Exhale. Good. And then bend the knee. Tuck the back toe under. Lift up. Left hand down. Again, you can put a block or a book or whatever you need. Top arm up. Arm up and over. And just rock forwards and backwards. That's it. Squeeze your buttocks and your hips together. You'll feel the back ribs lift all the way up. Inhale, top arm up. Exhale, hand down. Skandasana. Turn your fingers and bring your fingers into the middle. Turn your right foot out on an angle. Bend into the knee. That's it. Some of you are going to stay here with the arm pressing into the back of the knee. Some of you are going to take a half bind or a full bind. Whatever feels good. Some of you might even experience that heel lifting up. And it, when we're new to this pose, quite often that's where the anatomy of our body takes us. It's not ready to come down. Good, and then swap sides. Inhale here, exhale here. So got hands to heart. You can take a half bind or a full bind. Just warming up the hips, opening the hips. Good. And then come back to center and come back to the top of the mat. Step back plank. Lower halfway down. Roll over the toes. You can stay with low cobra or up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Good. You ready for the other side? Left leg straight back. Left knee, left elbow, hold and lift. Good. Inhale. Three-legged dog. Cross it to the right and lift. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Look forward, step it through. Drop the back knee, release the back toes. Half splits. Here we go. Inhale, lift the shoulders, tiptoe fingers forward. Bow chin to chest, lift the back ribs up. Squeeze the outer hips in. How's the breath? Have a look at your pinky toe of the left foot and really steer it back towards the left hip. Last cycle of breath here. Notice any sensations in the body and where that takes your mind. Make sure that coming from a place of positivity, good positive thoughts towards yourself. Good. Right hand down, left arm up. Now watch when I squeeze my hips and my back ribs lift up. Inhale, arm up and over. That's it. I'd be really grateful at the end of the practice if you would leave feedback or a thumbs up or whatever you feel. Any comments would be really helpful for me. Inhale, top arm up. Exhale, hand down. Good. I'm going to turn my back towards you. And we're going to parallel the feet. Actually, I'm going to turn around this way. Paschimottanasana, hands on the hips. Squeeze the elbow heads in. Look down. Inhale, rise. Good. Arms out wide. Inhale. Rotate the palms back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Look down. Forward fold and bow. You're really going to feel this delicious stretch in your hamstrings. And they're lifting. Imagine my hands while holding your hands and lifting your hands up so the shoulder heads lift up. Have a look at your toes, spread the toes, and then shift the weight forward. Drop the head. Notice if you're gripping in the neck. 2 more cycles of breath. Some of you are going to really nice, juicy bend into the knees and then straighten them maybe. Release the hands to the floor. And step back into plank. Good. 3 yogi press ups, a bit more heat and strength. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Roll over the toes, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Have a look at the hands, your fingers, spread them. Ears in line with the biceps, and then look back to the feet. Feet are hips distance. Float the right leg straight back. Right knee to nose round, glide forward. Good, 2 more just like this. Inhale, knee to nose round. See if you can touch the nose to the knee. Good, it's just a nice little gauge to see if you're making progress. Drop the back heel down. Hand on the inside. Again, if you've got a block, otherwise grab the ankle. I feel has been a really nice way to find the stance if you haven't got any props. Arms up and over. Reach through the fingers. Now imagine I'm actually leaning against this wall. The head presses back. You want the ribs to press back, but squeeze that right buttock in and under. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Just notice everything shifting and moving. Inhale. You're going to keep this. We're going to take the top arm up, triangle pose. Just straighten the front leg. Good, and then arm up and over. If you want to walk the back foot up, I'm going to shift the block and put it on the outside. 3 cycles of breath here. Some of you looking for more. We're going to float that bottom rib up, bottom hand up. Lift the bottom ribs, lift, steer the head back. Good, 1 more cycle of breath. Bottom hand down, top arm up. Top hand on the top hip. Then the front knee, slide your block forward, Ardha Chandrasana. Good, that's it. Flex the foot, shift the weight into the heel, top arm up. That's it. Now think about the hand pressing down to lift the side waist up. There's your side plank, all that work that we do. Jalpasana for some of us, heel to the buttock. I'm a fan of this pose. You'll know I've included it into most of my classes. Just there's a nice back bend. There's a lot of strength in the hip, using your hip stabilizer, and then that same stretch in the quad that we did right at the beginning. That's it. And you can stay in half moon if that feels better with your practice. Inhale, top arm up. Good. Step back into triangle pose, all the way back. And then exhale, both hands to the floor. Good. Just lift the back heel up and press it back. We're going to take a twisting triangle here. So, left hand down, and on the inside or outside, you choose. Right hand in the right hip, press the crown of the head forward and spin the ribs to the right. Inhale, lift up. Squeeze that right buttock in, right hip in, a little whisper of a bend into the right knee, but activate that back foot. Good. 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale. And exhale, hand down. 3-legged dog. I'm just going to slide that back foot back. Inhale, float the right leg straight back. Lie forward, 3-legged plank. Chaturanga, Ardha Chaturanga. Up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath. I'm just going to switch sides. That's it. How are we doing? You're feeling nice and warm, hopefully. Inhale, float the left leg straight back. Knee to nose round, glide forward. Touch the nose to the knee. There's more core. Inhale. Knee to nose round. Last one here. Hold it, step it all the way through. Good, drop the back heel. Grab your block. Inhale, lift up. That's it, arm up and over. So I'm using my block with the cover that me and my best friend created called Yoga Sock Block. So hopefully you'll be able to buy yourself a pair before the yoga studios reopen, so you feel safe and protected when the yoga studios are back in business. Good, one more cycle of breath. Inhale, top arm up. Straight in the front leg, triangle pose. Some of you are going to bring the hand to the shin. Some of you have got your block. I'm going to walk my back foot and then take the arm up and over. Good. Activate the back foot, lift the side waist, float the bottom arm up. 3 cycles of breath, a little whisper of a bend in the front knee. That's it. Feeling very warm right now. How are you doing? Good. Drop the bottom hand down. Top arm up. Pause. Half moon. Finding our balance. Press the hand forward. Lift up here. That's it. Rebend the standing knee. Activate the back foot. Top arm up. That's it. And I like to look through the middle of the body to make sure I can see the toe of the back foot. Has a habit that top foot to drift back. And quite often that's what's going to, it kind of makes you lose your balance. And that's why we fall back. Heel to the buttock. That's it. Japasana. 3 cycles of breath. Remember, we're going to move into twisting triangle, just neutralizing that spine. Good. Inhale, lift. Some of you might even be able to float that bottom hand off the block. And again, it's a lot of core work and really kicking the foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Release. Step back, triangle pose. And then both hands to the floor. Step the back foot up a third. Good, and both hands to the floor. Keep the right hand on the inside or outside. Bring the left thumb into the left hip. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, spinning the ribs to the left. Now squeeze your hips and the buttocks together. And then top arm up. 3 cycles of breath. You're really pressing the crown of the head away from the tailbone as you squeeze. Notice when you squeeze the hips in, the back ribs lift up, finding that cat pose in the upper back. 1 more cycle of breath here. Inhale. Hands to the floor. Exhale. 3-legged dog. Float the left leg straight back. Inhale. 3-legged plank. Exhale. Roll over the toes. Up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath wherever you are. Inhale. Big sigh out. Exhale. Inhale, high tippy toes. Bend the knees. Step walk. Maybe a float to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Just walk the feet hips distance. Hands on the sacrum. Drop the head. Snuggle your ribs onto the thighs. Lift the hands up. Shoulder heads lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rolling the inner thighs back. This again is a really nice hamstring opener. Opening the hips. Really feeling that gravity and sense of the head pulling the body down. Activate the feet. 1 more cycle of breath here. And exhale, hands to the floor. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Yogi Squat. Good. And keep up on cupcake fingers. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, parallel the feet. Walk the feet together so the big toes touch. Shift the weight into the heels. Bend the knees. Chair pose. Good. Stay right here. Inhale here. Exhale, sink lower. Bring the hands up higher. 1 more cycle of breath. Inhale, lift all the way up. Maybe a back bend. Oh, a few cracks through my back and chest. Hands to heart. Let's move the flow through the practice. Inhale, both arms up. Forward fold and bow. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Step back into plank, or you can float back onto bent elbows. Shift the weight, roll over the toes. Up and back. 3 cycles of breath, count the breath. Ears in line with the biceps. And there's really this sensation like you're pulling your shoulder blades apart. And you activate that feeling by pressing through the forefinger thumb. Big toes, all toes pressing down as the heels drift down. Doesn't matter if the heels don't touch the floor. Inhale, high tippy toes. Bend the knees, and it's a nice little hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana chair. Shift the weight into the heel. Lift. Find cat pose before you lift up. Good. Exhale, stand all the way up. And a back bend if it feels good. Surya B, bend the knees, drop the hips. Forward fold and bow. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, step or jump back. Shift the weight forward. Roll over the toes. Up and back. Step the right foot between the hands, warrior one. Squeeze that right hip in. Stand into the back foot. Inhale, lift. Hook the thumbs. Inhale here. Sink into the front thigh. And start to press into the back foot so you can roll the left hip forward. Squeezing the biceps to the ears. Inhale, lift up. Maybe some of you bring the hands to prayer. Hands to the floor, vinyasa. How are you feeling? You've got a little yoga glow on. Step the left foot forward. Back heel down, squeeze the left hip in. Inhale, lift. Change the hook of the thumbs. The yogis call the patterns and the habits of the way we come into the poses samskaras in Sanskrit. When you really start to observe, makes a lot of sense. Inhale, lift up, maybe hands to prayer. Exhale, hands to the floor. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Good. Maybe first Paschimottanasana here. Jump the hands, the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, high lift. Bend the knees and then float up. Then I'm just going to float back. Some of you might want to stay in Malasana. Some of you are ready for Bakasana. You've been thinking about it all day. Maybe not. Spread the fingers. Rock forward. Now you really want that gripping in the fingertips. So keep pressing the crown of the head forward till you feel the fingertips grip. And it really feels like you're opening a jam jar or something. Kick the heels to the buttock. Good. 3 to 5 cycles of breath wherever you are. You can step into down dog, vinyasa, or shoot back, roll over the toes, up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float the right leg straight back. Knee to nose round. Pause. Lower the knee to the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and step it through. Warrior one. Back heel down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders down. Lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Some of you are going to rest the ribs on the thigh. I like to walk the right foot over. Humble warrior. And again, squeeze the right hip in. Activate the back foot. Finding the pinky toe on the heel, and then lift the back ribs up. Crown of the head's drifting to the inner part of your grounded front foot. One more cycle of breath here. And release both hands either side of the front foot. Lift your back heel up. Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Slide the hands forward about a foot. Inhale, float the back leg up. Good. Activate. Look through to the lifted leg. Make sure the toes are pointing down. Some of you are going to lift up. Maybe some of you are going to reach the hands back. Maybe even hands forward. Good. Squeeze the hips. Squeeze the buttocks together. That's it. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Inhale here. Exhale here. If you're ready, you can bring the hands to the floor. Good. Inhale. Cross the left leg behind the right. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. One more. Exhale, bend, and hold. There's compression in here. Squeeze. Kick the heel to the buttock. Chin to chest. Lift the back ribs up, hands to heart. And lift the shoulder heads like low cobra. Good. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Feel the outer hips. That's it. And then hands to the floor. Standing splits. Some of you will stay right here. Maybe the knee bend. Others are going to catch the back of the ankle. Forehead towards the shin. That's it. 1 more cycle of breath. Think about this handstand hopper. Now bring the hands forward. Shift the shoulders over the wrist. Look to the right foot, and now inhale, lift up on the tippy toes. Look down at the thumbs. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Step the feet together. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, chair pose. We're going to take a twist to the left to counter the pose. Inhale, lift the back ribs up. Twist to the left. Exhale. Good. Inhale, squeeze the buttocks. Spinning the ribs to the left. Puff the back ribs up. You keep lengthening your tailbone back. Crown of the head moving away from the tailbone. 1 more cycle of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Vinyasa, or step straight into down dog. I'm going to spin around. That's it. Roll over the toes. Up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Float the left leg straight back. Knee to nose round. Lower the knee to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Step the left foot through. Good. Back heel down. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back. Stand into the back foot. Roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift. You're dragging the hands inside the right thigh. Exhale, humble warrior. Some of you, ribs on the thigh. I like to walk the left foot over. And then right, left shoulder inside the left knee. Squeeze. Squeeze the left hip all the way in. Imagine my hands were holding your hands to lift them up. So you feel the back ribs lift into cat pose. Crown of the head is lowering your crown of the head to the floor. That's it. Inhale here. And then exhale both hands to the floor. Ready for Virabhadrasana 3. Look to the back foot and lift the back heel. I like to step that back foot in a bit. Slide the hands forward. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale here. Some of you are going to keep the hands on the floor. This is already a lot of work, but look to the back foot. Flex the foot and then shift the weight. So the weight even shifts into the heel of the standing foot. Hands to prayer. I'm going to stay here with the hands back. Some of you might be right here. Hands reaching forward. I would say definitely the most challenging out of the 3 offerings there. Lift the ribs up. I can sometimes put my hands on the ribs to lift them up. Good. Crown of the head forward. We call this aeroplane arms. And hands to the floor. Good. We're going to cross the right leg behind the left. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend and hold. Tuck the chin to the chest. Lift the back ribs. Now kick that heel to the buttock. You don't want to be able to see the foot. 3 cycles of breath. Squeezing those outer hips in. That's it. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And then place the hands down. Some of you are going to stay here. Others, standing splits. I like to grab the back of the ankle. And again, you can bend this knee and snuggle the ribs onto the thigh. Forehead towards the shin. Good. Stay right here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Good, hands out in front, look down at the thumbs. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, lower. How's your hip, your left hip? Mine is on fire. Good, last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, step the feet together. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, shift the weight, lift the back ribs. Inhale, lift. Hands to heart, twist to the right, exhale. Now I like to walk my elbow into the middle of the thigh, squeeze the hips, and then press the crown of the head, and then really lengthen that tailbone back. Good. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Some of you might split the hands here. You could even fly into twisting Bakasana if you were feeling super energetic today. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good work. Okay, we're going to go to the wall. I hope this is a good angle for you so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, reverse L. Are you ready? So you're going to find your wall, bring your heels up onto the wall, and then come into downward facing dog. So it's a nice short down dog. That's it. And kick your right heel to the buttock. Tuck the toes under. And for some of you, this might be where your work is. Inhale, lift. Ideally, my heels are in line with my hips. Drop the head. You can look at the thumbs. Shoulders over the wrists. Some of us are staying right here. This feels plenty. Others are going to lift that right leg up. And now come high on the left tippy toes. Inhale. Exhale, heel down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Change sides. Press the right foot into the wall. Left leg up. Now I like to look up to see if I can see my foot. Good. And now inhale, come high on the right tippy toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Step down. Good. Step about a foot away from the wall. Drop your buttock against the wall. And then just hang here. So good. Inhaling through the nose. Nice bend in the knees. Snuggle the ribs to the thighs. That's it. 2 more cycles of breath. The head is below the heart, so it's considered to be a restraint. Good. 1 more cycle of breath. And inhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way up. Good. Now we're going to turn and face the wall. And you would like, if you're not quite sure how far to stand back, a really great way to work that out is to sit down, heels against the wall, hands where your buttocks are, and then stand up, feet in line where the hands are. So this next pose, Uhita Hasta Pada Ustasana, which simply means one leg in the air. So just draw your right knee into the chest. Good, and then just extend the legs straight. Have a look, make sure your ankle is under your hip and that the foot is facing forward. I'm just going to move forward a little bit. Good. And then this right outer hip is rolling down. And then imagine my back is leaning against the wall. So draw my shoulder heads back, the belly draws in. Inhale, lift up. I'm going to take my hands to the wall and round. So I like to bend the knee to get the hands and the palms flat. Good. And now you start to straighten the leg, round the back, but keep the heels of the hands pressing. So this is a lot of handstand prep here. Make your feel. It's the same action when you floor up, kicking that leg up. Good. 1 more cycle of breath. And inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Reach your left arm forward and then right arm back. Maybe you can touch the finger to the wall, but there's a nice little twist there.
That's it. If it feels too much, you can keep that arm bent or maybe hand to the sacrum. Good. One more cycle of breath. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And then change sides. Again, have a look at your feet before, because they have a habit of turning. You don't even know, but when you look down, they've turned out to the side. They're sneaky. Put a bend in the knee. Float the left leg up. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back. Extend the leg. Good. Stay here. Roll that left outer hip down. Here's the work. Belly in, shoulders back. Inhale, lift. And we're lifting our arms up so we create space in the waist, lifting the ribs off the hips. Inhale here. Now bend the knee, palms to the wall, round the back, chin to chest. And then you're going to straighten the leg. The hands are in line with your feet. And then just start to straighten the legs. Squeeze the hips in. Squeeze the buttocks together. Chin to chest. 3 cycles of breath wherever you are. A lot of work here. Just really pressing the hands into the wall, the foot into the wall, the foot into the floor. Squeezing the buttocks, lifting the ribs up. And inhale, lift. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm back. And there's a lovely twist. Squeeze the hips in, look back, find a single point of focus. How's your balance? Inhaling here, and both arms up, hands to heart, and off we go. Okay, so let's actually start in a Dolphin Pose. So we're going to come back right to where we started at the beginning of class. So come down onto the knees. Clasp the hands together. Actually, let's take a few rounds of cat-cow first. Just flush through, connecting movement to breath. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Pause here. Come down onto the elbows. Keep the back ribs lifting up. Lower down onto the elbows. There's cat pose in the upper back. Drop the head. Tuck the toes under. Clasp the hands together, but don't squeeze them. Notice how hard you squeeze your fingers and then soften. Inhale, lift the knees. Tiptoe the feet up. And then just loosen the neck by just nodding the head. Yes. Turning the head, no, and then find cat pose again. Roll the inner thighs. Squeeze the outer hips. Inhale, float that right leg. Make sure you can see the toes pointing down. Good. Now lift the shoulder heads up. Inhale here. Good. Right knee, right elbow. Exhale. There's your core work. Inhale, lift. Cross it over to the left. Exhale. Notice how little space there is compared to when you do this in down dog, knee to nose, round, and then step the feet together. Good, left leg back. And if you want to skip that elbow to knee, you can. Inhale here. Left knee, left elbow. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross. Inhale, lift. Knee to nose, round. And then step the feet together, lower down. Good. Pause here. Forehead to the floor. Good. Some of you are going to stay in child's pose. Some of you are going to do the same thing again by coming into dolphin pose. And some of you are going to come with me into Paschimottanasana. Again, if you're fortunate enough to have a block, I always like to use the block because it really gives me something to anchor my hands around. So thumb around the bottom part, forefinger thumb around the side. So it looks like you're holding it with the thumbs underneath. This is great for, especially when you're new to this pose. If you've been practicing for a while, you don't need the block. And sometimes I like to pull the block further away from the wall. Again, come down onto the elbows. So set it up. But first of all, we're going to start with the back ribs lifting up. There's your cat pose. Good. Come down onto the elbows. Keep cat pose here. And maybe you're just going to come with me to see how far you can go. It's often a nice idea to have a strap around the tops of the elbows because this stops the elbows from splaying out and we lose the power. Good. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Here's Dolphin Pose. Some of you are going to stay here, and maybe your work today is looking at the thumbs and maybe just practicing this little hop. Okay, some of you are all the way up. I like to draw my chin towards the block, and then I'm coming down. Take a break. So we're just going to visit this, stay for a minute or two. Remember, you can stay with Dolphin Pose, you can be in Child's Pose. Good, I'm going to go again. And this time I'm going to play with the other side. So this time I'm lifting the left leg. Inhale, lift. Ooh. And my feet on the wall. Good, it's nice to use the wall. And then you kind of push off it. But I always think of the wall as my best friend, same as the blocks. Well, the yoga blocks stop now. And come down. Few cycles of breath here. Notice how the heart rate elevates. Energy is swirling. And a real sense of buoyancy and lift as we change our perspective from going upside down. Okay. If you want to stay and practice with pincher, stay right there. If you're moving with me, let's come into handstand. Fingers are spread, you're in downward facing dog. Here we go. So there's many different ways to practice lifting up. So if you're feeling new, I like to step the left foot forward, just like a little step. So think of it, you're down dog, step the left foot forward or whatever foot feels natural. Shoulders shift over the wrist. And there's that warrior three. And there's the gripping in the fingertips. Inhale, lift up. Good. And then you're using the wall if you're at the wall, if you're playing with balance. But just stay as long as you can. So you start to build that strength in the shoulders. And when you're ready, come down. Some of you will feel better staying in a forward fold, standing on your feet. Others are going to come into Child's Pose. So just choose what feels good for your body today. Another nice way to play with handstand that I've been playing with a little bit more lately is think of it as a low lunge, right? So we're here in the lunge. My left foot's forward because I like to kick up with the right leg. Peel the ribs onto the thighs and then hands either side of the foot. Shift the hands forward like you were lifting up into warrior three. Palms down. Inhale, lift. And then notice, have a look at the left foot. Heel lifts up. Drop the head. This gripping in the neck is not good. So I have a terrible habit of holding the head up because I've been taught to look here. But really look down at your thumbs like you would in cat-cow. Come high on the tippy toes. Inhale, lift. Good, and just play with it. That's it. Roll the inner thighs. Stay for as long as you can. That's it. Keep pressing down. Some of you might even want to drop the buttocks. That's it. And when you're ready, come down. So we're just going to stay here for another minute. So just keep going. Practicing your kick up. Really try and soften the way you kick up and the way you come down. Easier said than done. Just stay with it. That's it. And some of you might like to practice a double kick up. A nice way of doing this is find the breath. So you're in down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. And then inhale, lift up. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Good, and actually it's a better thing to try earlier in the practice because when you start feeling a little fatigued, it's a lot harder. And it's also Nice to practice if you've got a block. So you've got a little bit of, it's not cheating, but it's just giving you a bit of an advantage. Shift this back a little bit. But just play with it. So wherever you're at, a few more rounds. Yeah, that's better for me. Good. And wherever you are. Inhale. Let's all come down onto child's pose. And exhale. Lower all the way down. And then we're going to lower all the way down onto our back. I hope you're feeling that real sense of shift of perspective. Inversions always make me smile. They make me giggle. They laugh. They're super playful. And I know they're frustrating when you're quite new to it. But like anything, the more you do them, the easier they become. So lift both hands up. Circle the wrists both ways. Open and close the fingers. Shake out the wrists. Good. So our back and our body and our hands and our wrists are fully prepped here. So we're going to flip the wrists back like handstand hands. Bend the elbows. Actually, let's take a bridge pose. I'm fast forwarding. It's always nice to do one bridge pose before. So, our bodies are ready, but some people don't practice Dhanurasana, upward bow pose. So I'm just going to take you into bridge pose. Good, roll the shoulders under. Let's just stay here. Squeeze the outer knees in. And just observe, just take your mind's eye into the back of your neck. And just notice, if your chin is squeezing down to the chest, the back of the neck is going to be flat. And we really want to keep the natural arches in our neck, natural curves in the body. So there's a slight lifting of the chin away from the chest. Good. 2 more cycles of breath here. And I like to move the body through the crown of the head down the spine on the inhale, and then press the breath out through the legs and the feet on the exhale. 1 more cycle of breath, just like this. Inhale. Releasing out through the legs and the feet. Exhale. Lower down. Good. Both arms up. Flex the hands. Bend the elbows. That's it. Now squeeze the elbow heads like you'd love them to touch, even though they never would. And then we're pressing those front ribs down. And when you press them down, notice how the pelvis tilts up. So there's a pelvic tilt. Good. Some of you will take the feet as wide as the mat. It's a little easier to get yourself up. Press through the hands and the feet evenly. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale here. Inhale, lift up to the crown of the head. I like to reset the hands and then squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, lift. Good. 3 cycles of breath. Maybe come high on the tippy toes. Squeeze the outer knees in. Good. And again, this pose has a lot of buoyancy and lift. So if you're feeling lethargic at the end of the day, this is the perfect antidote for that. Chin to chest. Lower all the way down. Pause. We've got 1 more. And you could take a back bend of your choice if you wanted to roll onto your stomach and take a Dhanurasana. You could grab your ankles and feet. I'm going to take Urdhva Dhanurasana 1 more time. You can play with lifting the heels or lifting one leg up. Good. Press the back ribs down. Lift the hips. Inhale, crown of the head. Exhale here. And then pause. I'm just going to play with lifting one knee to the chest, squeezing the outer hips in. Maybe you float the leg up. Whatever feels good in your body. Maybe coming up high on the tippy toes. Always feels good. Getting the extra bit of height. Inhale, chin to chest. And lower onto the backs of the shoulders, never back onto the head. Take a deep breath in. Let's take a full body stretch. Arms up and over the head. Feet long. Extend the legs. Hook the thumbs. And breathe into every cell of your body. Inhale through the fingers down to the toes. Big breath in. Lion's breath, exhale. Change the hook of the thumbs. Flex the feet. Inhale through the soles of the feet, breathing up the thighs. Exhale, release the spine out through the crown of the mouth. Knees into the chest. So after a back bend, we always take a twist. So back bends and twists complement each other. So right leg over the left, shuffle the hips to the right. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, drop both knees over to the left. Spread the fingers of your right hand and then just look back. Roll that right shoulder down and away from the ear. Close the eyes down and just notice and how the pose feels from the inside out. You feel that lovely spinning of your right ribs, spinning open. So you're really opening the chest here. If there's any pain in the neck, you just look straight up. But there's a squeezing, compression between the thighs. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, release. Feet down, neutralize the hips. Left leg over, shuffle the hips to the left. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, knees over to the right. I like to snuggle the knees up to the elbow and then look back. Again, spread the fingers, pressing down through the knuckles, and just look back. Opening the left ribs, left side of the body, and again, squeeze the hips, squeeze the inner thighs together. And just notice how it feels by just switching the cross of the legs, how that feels in the body, and if there's any significant difference, or maybe there's no difference at all. It's just a real releasing in the lower back. The spine lengthens and strengthens, and a nice abdominal massage. Wonderful for digestion. Inhale, the knees back to center. Exhale, happy baby. So right back where we started, and just notice how everything's shifting and moving. That's it. Heels are lifting up towards the ceiling. Nice rocking through the back body. Shoulders are plugging down. And when you're ready, bring both peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, lift and open up. Good. And just stay here. Again, you can rock side to side, whatever feels good. Or just roll those inner thighs. Lengthen the tailbone away from the head. 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, lift the legs up. Exhale here. Some of you are going to bring the thumbs underneath the buttocks. 10 cycles of breath. Vipariti Karani. And if you want a little bit more of support, you could swing around and put your legs up the wall. Make sure your buttocks are grazing the wall. And then roll the inner thighs back. And again, this pose resets your nervous system. The feet are above the heart space. It's a wonderful pose if you do a lot of flying and traveling, even though people aren't doing that right now. But if you're suffering with any anxiety, you really want to take the feet above the heart. The body's always wanting to come into this rest and digest feeling in the body. But a lot of the time we're in fight or flight. That's where stress takes the body. When the body doesn't know why it's in that situation, it won't know that, whether you're in a car accident or whether something really stressful is happening at work. It doesn't know the difference, but it just attacks the nervous system. So some people are permanently in a fight or flight mode. So just notice how this pose makes you feel super grounded. And again, if you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. 2 more cycles of breath wherever you are. Good. Bring the hands back. Plug the elbows down. So this felt like robot arms where we were in bridge pose. We're just going to do a little swing. Swing the legs behind the head. Now, if this does not feel accessible for your body, you're going to bring yourself all the way up. And you're going to take a very similar shaped pose, Paschimottanasana. And again, if the hamstrings are tight, you'll bend your knees, forehead down, and then snuggle in. Good. Otherwise, lie back. Plow pose. Walk the elbows into the middle. Again, ideally, it's this feeling like you'd love them to touch, even though they won't. And you're walking the hands as far as you can down towards your shoulders. Not up here on your sacrum, but walking down. So you're really lifting up on the shoulder heads. Some of you might be able to lift that one leg straight up. And then maybe you're going to swap. That's it. And I'm going to come up into a shoulder stand. But again, if you have any neck issues, this isn't a great pose. If you suffer with neck problems, and you can stay in Paschimottanasana, the forward fold and bow, or plow pose. But this is another inversion. And this pose can feel very invigorating or actually very calming and soothing. Just really depends where you are in your practice and how strong you are. But some yogis will stay 5 to 10 minutes in this pose, but not for us today. Good. And we're going to take the legs back over the head, back into plow pose. This is the way we come out. Pause here. I'm just going to clasp the hands together. 3 cycles of breath, just like this. And press back through the heels, lift the knees, lift the toes, roll the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. And never ever look to the left or to the right. I know it's probably hard because you're looking at a screen, but don't turn the head. This is where injuries occur. So just look straight up and just trust. Trust the process. Some of you might be able to bend the knees, bring them around the ears, and maybe even clasp the hands on the back of the thighs, giving yourself a nice big hug and a squeeze. At the edges of the mat, I like to use it as a break. Press the backs of the arms down, straighten the legs, and we're going to lower all the way down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, start to roll the inner thighs down. Slowly bringing the feet all the way to the floor. Pause. Matsyasana fish pose. Elbows come into the sides, spread the fingers. And again, if you have neck issues, maybe not a great pose for you. If you've got neck issues, and maybe you're just going to stay here. Otherwise, there's a real lifting of the chest. And I always visualize a chain hooked to the chest, and it's lifting up. Inhale, and then come to the top of the head. Exhale. Some of you might be able to lift the feet and then the hands. 3 cycles of breath. Rolling the inner thighs away. Last one here. Lower the hands, the feet. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, lower down. Bend the knees, walk the feet back, and let the feet meet. So press the big toes together, heels together, and then the knees drift open, palms facing up. We're going to finish with Viloma. It's a 3-stage breath. So from the pit of the belly, we inhale to the belly button and pause. Inhale another third to the bottom of the sternum and pause. Inhale to the top, pause, exhale all the breath out. So it's one breath. So we're elongating the breath. So take one full breath to the top, inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Squeeze all the breath out of the belly and lungs, and then pause at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale a third. Pause. Inhale another third. Pause. Inhale to the top. Pause. Lips closed, exhale. Pressing the breath all the way out until you feel a tug in the lower belly. 2 more rounds. Inhale a third. Pause. Inhale another third. Pause. Inhale to the top. Pause. Lips closed, exhale. Squeezing all the breath out of the lungs and the belly. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale a third and pause. Inhale another third. Pause. Inhale to the top. Pause. Sip in a little bit more. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, lion's breath. Return to normal shallow breathing. Take the feet as wide as the mat. So there's options for you in Shavasana today. You could even take your legs back up the wall if that felt really good. It's a really nice way to drop into Shavasana. Some of you who have sensitive lower back issues are going to bend the knees and place the feet on the floor, drop the knees in. Others are going to have the feet as wide as the mat and the feet falling open in a natural external rotation. And I gently roll the shoulder blades in towards each other so there's a subtle lift in the heart space. We let go of the practice by letting go of the breath, the conscious breath, and return to normal shallow breathing. Receive the practice. Shavasana is one of the most important poses because this is where all the energy that you've cultivated through all the different asana poses, this is where it resonates in the body. This is where you feel the shift mentally, emotionally, energetically. So please stay in Shavasana and honor your practice by maybe taking a few more minutes here, even 5 minutes, just to receive the practice and take that self-care time for yourself. I'm going to close out the practice, but please stay where you are if you want to. Start to connect to the breath, lifting the arms up and over the head. Hook the thumbs together, roll the inner thighs down, and just take a full body stretch from the fingers all the way down to the toes. And a big sigh out. Squeezing the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms, forearms around the shins, and lifting the head to the knees. Inhale.
And then rolling over to the right side. Exhale. And just pause here. And when you feel ready, you're going to press down through the hands, lifting yourself all the way up. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just lift up through the crown of the head. Hands at heart center. Sealing in the practice, bowing chin to chest. Let's take a moment and feel the shift of your energy. Feel the shift mentally in your mind, energetically in your body, and physically in the breath. Take the prayer to the third eye. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Honor yourself for showing up. Namaste.